Hey YouTubers, I'm really sorry that's taken me this long to make another video. I've literally had a million and one things to do, and I couldn't get around to it, but now I am. So without wasting any more time, I am going to be recording a very highly requested video about my vanity drawers. I've gotten a number of comments as well as inbox messages about how I put my drawers together, and just a little bit about how I constructed it, came with the idea, and the materials needed, and all of that. So without wasting any more time, I'm going to talk about my drawers and how I constructed it, and hopefully I can answer any questions that any of you have sent me in terms of the construction of the drawers. So to start off, I'm just going to show you what my drawer looks like, and this is the drawer that holds all of my eye makeup, and I'm only going to be using one drawer for this demonstration. Because I pretty much did the same thing for both. The only thing that is different is the placement of the dividers. But in terms of the steps that I use to build the drawers and the materials used, it's the exact same for both. So I'm only going to show you one right now. And yeah, you can just see, I guess, all the dividers. And yeah, so that's pretty much just what my drawer looks like. And sorry, that's the back view. I didn't paint it. But this is pretty much... Whoa, that was bad. Okay. This is pretty much what it looks like from the front. Just a very, shallow little drawer just to be able to hold my makeup nicely. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to mention about the drawer is the MDF that I used to build it. And it's the exact same MDF that I used to build the frame of the mirror. The exact same sheet, right? So I just want to point out the different parts of the drawer first. We got the bottom of the drawer, which if I turn it around, that's what it looks like. I know it's a really ugly bottom, but I'm really sorry. Because no one sees it anyway, so I didn't paint it. Anyway, so the bottom of the drawer, this part here, this is the 1/4 inch MDF, right? So the bottom part and this back part over here, this is made of the 1/4 inch one. Okay, and then the sides, both sides, as well as the front, is made from the MDF that is 5/8 of an inch. And in terms of the actual construction of the drawers, it was actually really easy. It doesn't take a lot to actually do it, so I'm just going to give you a really quick overview of how I did it. So the first thing I did was measure the bottom. I started off with the bottom piece here, and I know that the depth of the shelf that I used was 11 inches. And I knew that in order for the drawer to fit inside, it had to be 11 inches minus 5/8 of an inch, because 5/8 of an inch is the depth of the front here. It's this thickness over here. So I took the 11 inches minus 5/8 of an inch, and that is how I guess deep you would say, no, how wide, or I don't know, whatever that word is. That's what the measurement of the bottom of the shelf is. To make sure that when you stick on the front part, sorry, the front part's over here. When you stick on the front part, that it will be flush with the front of the shelf. So it'll be nice flush, one surface. It won't be sticking out too much, or it won't be indented too much inside the shelf. So this is what I did. And another thing that I think is noteworthy, if you want to see the bottom here, I guess it kind of worked out that I didn't paint it properly, because then you can kind of see the lines. But the way I attached it is I took the bottom piece and I attached it to the back part of the front piece. I didn't stick the front piece on top of the bottom piece, if that makes any sense. So I guess I'll use my hands for demonstration. Let's say this is the front piece here. Okay, and then this is the bottom piece. Okay, I did not make the top piece sit on top of the bottom piece, because then you'd see the ridge when you're looking right at the drawer, and you don't want that. You want a nice, even, flush front. So I took the front side over here, and then I took the bottom, and I attached the bottom like this, right along the bottom edge of the front part. And with that, I just used some wood glue, because it was a little bit thin to use the nail gun. So I just used a lot of wood glue, and it's held up actually really well, so I have no complaints about that. But yeah, wood glue is the best thing to use for that. And as well as the sides and the back, I guess, I don't know how well you can see it. You can see that the back also sits on top of the bottom piece here. So the front piece is the only one where I made the bottom go right into it, and the sides as well as the back, I made those pieces sit on top of the bottom. So just to show you guys, let's say this is the front piece and this is the bottom. It sits like this, right? So it's aligned. Whereas the sides and the back, let's say these are the sides and the back and here's the bottom, they sit like this. So they sit on top of the bottom piece. And also for those ones, I used a lot of wood glue because I found that it was not good to use the nail gun because it was a bit thin, the MDF in those areas. And then on the front here, I guess you can kind of see the little nicks over here. I still have to kind of fill them in with wood filler. But over here, because this is where the front meets the sides, and both of them are the 5/8 of an inch MDF, I used the nail gun over here because there was enough thickness. You just want to make sure that you cover up any nicks like this because I was just too lazy to. But yeah, use wood filler and just paint over it just to give it a nice front. So that way it sits all smooth in the front. And then for the handles, obviously, like I said, I bought them at Lowe's, sorry. I just took them and I marked on the MDF the center as to where the handles were supposed to go. I made little marks with pencils as to where to drill the holes. And I can just see if I can show you from the back. There you go. You can see from the back that I screwed it in. So I didn't just glue on the handles. I screwed it in and I measured it. And I made sure that the drill bit was the right size. You gotta watch that. And yeah, you just screw in the handles and that just gives it the extra durability. I was originally going to just glue it on because I was kind of lazy to screw them in properly, but I'm like, nah, I should actually put them in properly. So yeah, that's pretty much how I made the main frame of it. And then I just painted everything with the same matte black color that I painted my mirror part with, and I waited for that to dry. Once that was dry, that's when I got started on the wrapping paper lining. So for that, all I did, literally, I rolled out the wrapping paper, I measured it to make sure it fit perfectly inside the drawer, and I just used a little bit of wood glue to make sure that it holds properly. Just spread it around really nice in a way that I wouldn't get the lumps through through the wrapping paper when I would stick it down on the MDF. So I just did a really thin coat, made sure everything was covered. I made sure the corners were covered and had glue on them because you don't want the corners sticking up. So that's all I did for that, just some wood glue, and I stuck the one piece right along the bottom. Alright, so all along the bottom there, that's all one piece. Then in terms of making the dividers, I just found some old cardboard that was just hanging around and wasn't really doing anything. So I used that and I measured them. I knew, like, one thing I suggest ahead of time is to take all your makeup that you plan on using the vanity for and pre-arrange it in the empty drawer without the dividers. That way you can kind of see which compartments you need, how big to make the compartments in order for everything to fit. Okay, because I didn't make the compartments first and then try to see which makeup pieces would go where. I took all my makeup, I assorted it within the drawer, and you know, all my lipsticks go here, all my face powders go here, the liquids go here, and I arranged it that way first. That way I could see the length of the dividers that I need as well as how many, right? So I did that first. And once I did, I took measurements of all the dividers that I would need, and I literally just cut it out of the cardboard, and I made sure that they were the same height as the drawer height from the inside. So I as well measured from the bottom of the drawer here right to the edge of either the back or the side or the front or any of these raised edges here. So I just took that measurement, I made sure that that was the height of my dividers, and then literally all I did was wrap them in the wrapping paper. And again, I used the wood glue for that, made sure it was nice and even, that there would be no bumps or anything like that, that it wouldn't look very messy. And I made sure that when I was wrapping it, the ridge, like the free end over there, sorry, that would be along the divider. I tried to get that as close to the bottom as I could of the divider. That way, when you look at it from head on, right, you would just see like a nice flush front. You wouldn't see that ridge as to where the wrapping paper ends, if you understand what I'm saying. And even too, I tried to keep all my ridges in the back. So if there are any, like let's say for these ones going horizontally, I tried to put my ridges in the back. So for these ones, the ridges are all back here because you don't see them because the front is over here and you're going to look at it from this way. So I tried to keep all my ridges in the back and it actually turned out really nice. So yeah, once I did that and I measured, and I cut it out, I wrapped everything, then I just took some more wood glue because literally that was my best friend this whole project, I really think. Just took some more wood glue. I went right along the side of the of the divider. I would do that, and then if it touched the sides of the drawer, I also put glue on that side, and I made sure to hold it in position and hold it straight up, at least until the glue was tacky enough. And the wood glue that I got was at least pretty fast drying, so it didn't really take much to hold it up, and I didn't have to wait too long. So yeah, and I literally just placed everything, and then I just put all my makeup back in. And overall, I think it turned out really well, because clearly you guys wanted a video on it, so I'm guessing you guys at least like it a little bit. So yeah, I hopefully answered all your questions that you have about my drawer, and you know, you get to see what the inside of my drawer looks like when there's no makeup in it. So yeah, I really hope this video was helpful for all of you who had the questions about making the drawers. And if you guys are going to go forth with this project, I mean, have fun with it. And if you have any other questions, you know, feel free to ask me. By all means, I'll answer them. And I really hope that for you guys that are building your own drawers and your own vanities, I really hope that they turn out well as well. And so I think that's just about it for this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.